welcome to the Orlando World's Sunday Showdown round of 32. In this week's episode, we head back to Batuu at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and to Magic Kingdom, for a tough challenge between Star Wars Millennium Falcon, Smugglers Run and Space Mountain. As always, let's have a quick look at both of these attractions before we head into this week's exciting 5 rounds. Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run is a motion simulator attraction which opened on the 29th of August 2019 as part of the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge land expansion at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The attraction is one of the most immersive experiences at Walt Disney World, with a larger-than-life backdrop, with a life-size Millennium Falcon docked out at the front of the attraction, and a vast array of props and theming leading you into the show building. Guests are tasked with taking control of the Millennium Falcon, leading a mission by Hondo Ohnaka, where you need to steal precious cargo from the First Order TIE fighters. With the success of the mission depended on each rider's role within the ride, and completing a series of successful maneuvers and controls to complete the mission. The ride is so immense in terms of overall detail, creating a phenomenal experience, so true to life, that even the animatronics look so realistic, you would actually believe the characters were being played by actors. Smugglers Run is a fun, fast, and enjoyable blast through the galaxy, which many Star Wars fans will know well from many arcade or games console versions of the franchise, bringing the flight simulator to life like never before. Space Mountain is a dark indoor roller coaster attraction located in the Tomorrowland area of Magic Kingdom. It opened on the 15th of January 1975. The ride consists of 2 roller coaster tracks, Alpha and Omega, with only one difference between tracks. Alpha is 10 feet longer. The ride is dark, with a series of space projections, laser lights, and is surprisingly slower than it feels, with a clever use of lights and digital trickery. The ride was a modern take on Disneyland California's Matterhorn bobsleds, which was eventually tweaked to fit in with Tomorrowland, and became Space Mountain. As the oldest indoor roller coaster in Florida, Space Mountain has undergone some upgrades and changes over the years, making it the thrilling popular attraction it is today. So now we can move ahead now into this week's series of 5 rounds to determine a winner, who will advance to the round of 16. Let's head straight to the first round. Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run, like the rest of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, leaves no stone unturned in terms of its incredible levels of detail within the theming involved. Smugglers Run is themed around the unmistakable iconic backdrop of the Millennium Falcon, which takes center stage within Batuu, and stands as the focal point of the entire area. The ride is themed to the docking bay of the spaceship, with a vast amount of special effects and props littering the area throughout the queue and pre-ride sections. The animatronics are some of the most advanced ever created for the park attraction, and appear to be so incredibly realistic, they are almost as if they are real actors. The story works well and is based on a side plot linking stories between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker movies, where Hondo Ohnaka tasks you to fly the Falcon to steal some cargo from the First Order TIE fighters. Riders play roles within the ship, of either pilots, gunners or engineers, who each have parts to play throughout the flight, in order to complete the mission successfully. The cockpit of the simulator is highly detailed, and feels quite realistic, with countless buttons and control panels illuminating the craft. It creates a dramatic atmosphere, and adds to the overall illusion of flying the iconic spacecraft. Space Mountain is also one of the most iconic rides at Disney parks, housed inside the unmistakable futuristic mountain building, which towers over the rest of the Tomorrowland area. The ride itself doesn't have the most immense detail for theming, as it takes place mostly in the dark outer limits of space, with a few space-themed sets, like the launch sections, and some projections of planets and space elements throughout, along with lasers and flashing lights. The theming for the attraction overall is impressive, with futuristic props and large screens, making up the theme of the spaceport. The theming makes the ride feel much more grander than it is, and heightens the illusion of the vast size of the mountain and the space elements. The main theme element of the ride require a lot of intricate technology and forced perspective to generate a vast limitless world, which is actually housed inside a much smaller space than it appears. Theming for both these rides is top-notch, and both being space-themed have very similar aspects which add to the overall look and feels of the attractions. But in Round 1, Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run offers a bit more in terms of its overall level of theming, which is just a lot better than Space Mountain, so Smugglers Run takes the first point as we head to Round 2. Star Wars has been around the Disney parks for a long time, featuring several attractions and experiences since the 90s, with the likes of Star Tours and its upgraded version named The Adventures Continue, and Star Wars Launch Bay, meaning the franchise has been an important part of the theme park for 3 decades. The popularity of the Star Wars universe led to the inevitable expansion into a full-blown land within one of the Disney theme parks, which led to the billion-dollar expansion which became known as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, or more commonly, Batuu, which opened in the summer of 2019. Like the other attractions within the land, this means that Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run has only been in operation for 1 year, but arguably, what a year it has been. Space Mountain on the other hand has been around for over 4 decades, opening 4 years after the Magic Kingdom opened. The attraction was originally planned to be an exact copy of Matterhorn bobsleds located in the California park, but with changes in the development plans in Florida, with the eventual structuring of a Walt Disney World resort area, the ride was shelved and reimagined to fit into the Magic Kingdom park. For 45 years, Space Mountain has been considered one of the best indoor roller coaster rides in Florida, which inspired other indoor coaster rides such as the Rock 'n' Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. It's been upgraded over the years, keeping it fresh and innovative, with advances in technology, and with space exploration, the ride continues to be updated to be more relevant to today's fans. So in Round 2, quite easily the Space Mountain attraction is claim 8 NG the point in this round to level the score going into Round 3. Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run isn't the first Star Wars-based flight simulator attraction at Hollywood studios. It follows on from the larger-scale simulator ride, Star Tours The Adventures Continue, which was designed to fly like the star speed of 3000. Smugglers Run, though as an overall attraction, is much more immersive than Star Tours, with much more theming, and a more interactive pre-show compared to the older ride. Star Tours lasted a bit longer as a ride, but as a full experience, there is more to gain from Smugglers Run. Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run runs for a decent amount of time, clocking in at 4.5 minutes, which for a simulator ride is long enough, but maybe feels a little short compared to other Star Wars attractions, which typically last surprisingly much longer. Space Mountain has a decent ride duration for a roller coaster ride, and clocks in fairly well against other indoor coasters with a ride duration of 2.5 minutes. Like most rides, there is a little bit of activity to explore before the actual ride itself, which adds to the overall length of time spent experiencing the ride. Space Mountain passes fairly quickly, in what is mostly a blast through the dark, but it's a fairly decent amount of time, and feels like it goes a lot faster than it does, which makes the track feel much longer than it is. But in Round 3, Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run takes the point and goes back into the lead heading into the penultimate round. Let's get straight into Round 4. With the expected influx of park guests and Star Wars superfans after the announcement of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it made sense for any Star Wars-themed attractions to be higher capacity rides. Smugglers Run, however, isn't as high a capacity ride as was expected for the ride itself. However, the overall attraction, including the queue sections and pre-show, does offer a lot of guest interaction from the minute you set foot beneath the giant life-size replica in the courtyard. Each ship simulator holds 6 people, 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers, in 3 rows of 2. There are several Millennium Falcon cockpit simulation vehicles in operation at any one time, which are attached to a rotating turntable for the 4.5-minute ride. It means the ride has an average early capacity of around 1,800 riders per hour, which is fairly high for a simulator attraction, with limited capacity. Space Mountain, being a roller coaster, has a good early capacity. Originally the coaster was built to hold up to 10 people in each train, but in development it was reduced to 8, but currently, with upgrades to the ride system over the years, the rocket vehicles have been reduced to 6 riders per vehicle, split into 2 different ride carts, with guests sitting in single rows. Reducing the train sizes earlier in development meant that they could run more trains through an early cycle, which helped to take the capacity per hour to 2,000 riders per hour, which for an indoor track coaster is pretty good. So in the penultimate round, it's a tied score for the second time this week, as the Tomorrowland attraction just takes the point as we head into the 5th and final all-deciding round. Let's go straight into the 5th round. Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run has quickly become one of the most popular attractions at Disney World. Its popularity has been incredible since it first opened, originally being the only ride open within Galaxy's Edge, with the delay and rise of the Resistance opening towards the end of the year last year. As flight simulator rides go, Smugglers Run pushes the boundaries, as unlike many flight simulator rides which take you along for the ride, you're in control of your Falcon cockpit, and each interaction with the ship, with all the controls and buttons, determines how each flight pans out. There are a few variations throughout, depending on the choices you make throughout the flight, making each flight unique, and will invariably be quite different each time you ride, as you can ride in various parts of the ship. It's a fun thrill ride, and has a great level of immersive content to keep you engrossed in what is happening on the screen, and doesn't throw you around too much like other simulation rides do, which is a plus for those who maybe suffer from motion sickness. It's a great experience all round and a must-ride attraction when at Hollywood Studios. Space Mountain is one of the traditional, classic Disney rides. It simply has the magic surrounding it, and takes a fairly plain ride, and turns Ito into something far greater than expected. Being blasted into almost complete darkness, with some very clever effects and movements, the ride manages to create the effect of being blasted around space perfectly. There's an unpredictable aura around the ride as you hurtle around into infinity, with the thrill of not knowing what's coming next as you are consumed by the darkness of space. It makes the ride so much fun. It's not the fastest ride, but at points it feels like it as you can't see where you are going, which heightens the thrill level a fair bit. But overall, for a full thrilling theme park experience, Smugglers Run just offers a little bit more overall as it takes the final point. So looking at this week's score chart, we do have a winner after a close contest. Meaning that for the final time in the competition, Space Mountain blasts off from the spaceport and begins its long journey home. Space Mountain is a fantastic attraction, which for over 4 decades has been a main attraction which fans have come to love. The ride will continue to be one of the all-time classic attractions in Disney and theme park history, hopefully for many more years to come. Star Wars Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run advances to the next round. Join us next week for a thrilling battle between the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and former Universal Studios attraction confrontation. See you next week. Bye for now. We hope you enjoy this video. Please support us by subscribing to our channel. You can find us on social media platforms, Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Orlando Worlds, and on Instagram at the Orlando Worlds. Thanks for watching.